Welcome to the two-way viewer, version 2. This version has a tower. We'll just call this the tower. Comes apart into two parts, easy to transport. It does take a larger vehicle because the tower is space consuming. And then, just butterfly wing those together, puts that together pretty well. And then over here we have the mirror, where all the magic happens. Just kind of explain what the mirror consists of. Right here is a little glimpse you can easily see. It's the frame, then you have the mirror, and then you have your infrared sensor which senses the touch, and then here you have little pieces of wood, but on the inside is the LED layer, and then you have the decorative frame layer. And on the back here, what we have is a little slot for the camera. So if it's a blurry image, you just blow a little steam on there, clean it with your shirt. It has to see through the glass. Here, if the LED lights aren't working, maybe this came unplugged. This is where the LED lights come through, and then all the attach will go down there, and all your cords go down the side. All right, let me explain that better. All the cords are right here. Let's see here. Just un-Velcro them, and double Velcroed. So down here we have a cord that plugs in to your LED lights, a cord that plugs into the TV, a cord that plugs into this is your LED touch sensor or infrared touch sensor, and then this one plugs into the image of the screen. So that's what all comes down here. Everything's plugged into the mirror, all ready to rock and roll, except for the camera, which you have to install. If for some reason you gotta take the TV out, you just, these bungee cords are the only thing holding it in. You just take the bungee cords off, TV comes down, put the TV back, bungee cord it back, easy peasy. You'll just have to make sure that your HDMI and your power cord are unplugged, but it's all tied in here so it won't come flying loose. All right, so let's see if I can get this on the first shot. So when you lay this down, you just want all your cords to fall into place, and then this just sits around the shelf, and then you take your Velcro and you just Velcro it around the tower and holds it right in place. And from there, give this a shot. If I plugged it in, that would help a bit. Just plug in the TV. Plugs in like that.
That's what I love about the one we have.
So we have the situation. It's upside down.
Yeah. Oh, the TV's upside down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you guys have packing tape?
Yeah.
Yes. Can I get some packing tape and a white piece of paper?
You mean like stick it on there? Like
He's gonna mark this up and down.
Yeah. Because we plug the TV in and the TV is upside down.
oh,
So it's like
okay.
outside.
You're a photo. You don't have tape and paper. I don't even know why we're supposed to.
Well,
I'm just saying.
you might not have packing tape.
We are a photo booth company. I'm pretty sure we got packing tape. That's like we go through that stuff like crazy. Yes, 27 hours a day. Woo! what lot are you on? Yeah, I'm right here behind him. 11? Okay. Yep. Yeah, I'll set it up. Make sure you guys check with me before you leave. Okay. So I can get your locker. Victoria, make sure you check with me before you leave. Okay.
Grab a tech bag. We'll scooch off to the back. Like always, you have your clipboard, your scrapbook, flash drive. In here we have the camera and the internet USB. We also have a fancy keyboard. That's what's so fancy about it, you may ask, is it has the mouse included in the keyboard. You don't need a mouse, you just need the USB, which should be somewhere. Hopefully in the keyboard or still in the computer, which depending on this one. Wait a minute. That's why it's important to always put your stuff back where you get it. Yeah. Well, we're pending on this. I'm not sure where the USB for that is. We could always use a wired one just in case, worst case. We got backup cables in here if you ever need extra cords or cables. We have everything you could possibly need in here, everything your heart desires. So I'm gonna go ahead and just plug everything into this. All your cords come down all nice and neat. You just plug the USB into the USB. You plug it's not an HDMI, it's like a fancy cord in. That's not what it's called, a fancy cord, but terrible. I'm a terrible training video person, I'm sorry. I'm trying best here. So that's all plugged in there. Next we will I believe this is for our printer cords. Oh, I got this backwards, don't I? There we go. Got a USB extension if you need an extension to the USB. I don't think we need this. Actually, I might need this for the camera.
What?
I'll try leaving this back with the camera in here. I'll just drop the cords down.
No.
Make sure there's no residue on the camera. And it just sits in there like that. Then as that cord drops down, we'll plug it in. Oh, look at that. We don't actually need the USB extension. Could just fit in there. We also have these guys if you rather plug everything in here. We got a USB splitter. Looks like it'll all just fit in there nice and neat. Hey Wes, if you grab your printer real fast. That'd be awesome. I'll grab a power wheel and we'll get this machine up and running. Sometimes it might fall off its hinges. That's why we only made one of these and then we redesigned it. But just sitting on a little lip right there, down there at the bottom of the tower. Sometimes the slides off, but it's not a big deal. Grab the power to it. All right.
HDMI 1. No signal. Please check the power of the device and cable connection status. Press the button if you want to change to a radio. For external audio devices, please go to settings. Sound.
Someone lost the USB to our cool keyboard. I'll go get a wired keyboard and we can plug it in. That way, keyboard and mouse. Alright, Wes, we plug it in right here. We can go to the 2 shots.
Autumn?
Yes.
Autumn? Nope, she's taking Autumn's.
Nope, yep. That's right.
Yes.
So I'm wondering. Alright.
Who's on 25?
Hey, Wes, is that paper?
So bag's open. We're gonna have to. No, we don't. This kind of nonsense.
I always laugh when I adjust it to the right, and then it goes, adjust it, and then go like that.
This will be good. So we have a remote. Wes, we got a remote to the lights. You can. Sometimes the infrared, well, not sometimes. The sensor to it's in the back. So sometimes you gotta move it around. But you have like where it can jump. Or I think you can go solid color. Like solid blue, solid red, quick, slow, flash, auto, fade. Different features you can choose on it where it does different things. Sweet. So you can help it match your venues. Design. How do you do the remote? What's the instructions on the remote? That one. I don't know where Rusty had gone to. So here we're going to that little TV.
The source button here,
Oh, the source button.
and then whichever HDMI you plug it into.
Okay, awesome. Templates, plug in Leslie's flash drive. It's like an ordinary event. Plug in your flash drive for your graphic design.
Oh, work his? Yes. Yes. Add overlay. There you go.
Add the image.
You need the mirror one, because that puts it side by side. With mirror, you need a side by side. So, next have her go make one.
I don't know.
Let me see if it's on there and somebody just said.
Alright, so change background. Add image.
Alright, you said how can you guys down and dots make sure we want to Yes, so your client did not choose and they get the leftovers. Okay. That's how that goes. Because we ran out of everyone that
Highly doubt it. Thank you. Any more? Oh, sorry, my fault.
You got yours in order?
Yeah.
Perfect. Oh, you I need to pull it. So you guys gotta remember your back wheels, the ones where the handle is, those are the ones that maneuver. Okay, so those are the ones you need to control with, the other ones.
I think I need to get him with the one that's going to be the other side is bigger than what you got with. No, that's what I just got to use on.
So no, so yes, this is used, but you still have a lot left. That's how an events work. You normally get about 3 events per event. Your basic event.
And then I needed to take.
Don't size it? I'm really, really low.
I'll hold it over.
You don't need your fan?
No, I have one.
Okay.
Actually, I think I have 2.
Okay.
What's that? I don't know. Next week. I don't know if that's the first.
That was easy, right? No, let's see that smile. That is so cool. Hey.
So this is like your classic background. Your lights. Oh, cool. Yeah. So it's they can sign the photo.
They can sign their photo.
Oh, you asked for unicorn, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
And then they could, I think they could move it around. No, they don't. It's just right there. Okay. Yeah. Then bam. That was high. Touch the start. Improve camera settings and set up the printer. We want for the printer. It's really easy. You want to just select the devices and printers, figure out what printer you're on.
So what I need you to do is check loggers of people that are here.
Like in this case, it's a DSRX1 are the printers we use. So DSRX1, copy 8's faded, copy 16's not faded. So we want this one. We'll go ahead and set this as default printer. Set as default printer. And now we'll look at it as a check mark. Means that's what the computer is going to be using, which is good. And then for the camera settings, let's see, on this one, we have the G, which is the Microsoft Gaming. Down the bottom.
Jasmine is like
Which I
the one all the way at the end on the top.
We click up here, We're going to click on this little gear, setting gear down here, which brings us here, allows us to see what the camera looks like and see the settings. We can go to advanced. We can improve as needed. Like here, I don't look very colored, so improve white balance. I will.
And there's no locker numbers or anything? They are right here. So that's the main number.
It changes from area to area, but
I wish we could just snap the fingers and it'd be a car.
change them as needed. Then apply. Okay. We can cancel out. Now the camera and printer settings are all set. We'll go to Social Booth, which is the PhotoBooth software that we're using. We go to templates to lay out your template. We change background, then you select the image off the PDF. Ours is already selected down here below. In order to move these boxes around, if they're in the way or out of the way, if you look at the keyboard real fast, as soon as you touch the arrow keys, the boxes move with your demands. So what I'm going to do here is kind of center these boxes with the with this image down here, the graphic design below. I'll move each one over four pixels, maybe a little more than that. It's not a whole lot of pixels, but it's enough to make it look a little better. Just make sure that you move with your mouse too, but it's pretty hard to get to the pixel width, down to the pixel width with the mouse. So the keyboard's the handy keys. Yeah, so that's that. That's all you really need. We'll click on Save and Start. It takes a while to actually start the save. We'll wait a minute. And then it says hi. Touch to start. Awesome mirror booth. Get ready. Strike a pose. Goes through the motions. Should print out exactly what you need. Alright, so if the printer's not cutting, we want to go to the keyboard to get out of the settings. Like usual, you want to hit F1 and shablam, it pops you out. You want to go ahead and click out of this madness. There's a couple ways to make it cut. One that we'll play with today is you go to the printer that you're using. Alright, so you're going to hit printing preferences here, and we're going to go to advanced, and then we got our paper size 6x4 here. The 2-inch cut here is disabled. We want to enable that. Okay, apply, okay, and we're ready to go. Sign photo, extras.
So click configure. This is all pixel grid top. Let's see. 50 did that.
So you just change the signature location by the numbers?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll do 4. Before